Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a speed build for a modern mid-century styled home. I had some inspiration I found from like a random house. I think that was like for sale online. This always happens to me. The one thing that I did kind of explore for the first time in this build is using the cheat that is I forget, it's like the no elevation cheat, the floor elevation turned to false, and I do use this to create some form of a conversation pit. You see, I do right here play around. I do change this. I play around with the flooring for this. That's the living room right there on the left side, because I do make it kind of like a wrap around. But and this build caused me stress, but also it was so fun to build because it's something I never really get to explore aesthetically in The Sims. But I was heavily inspired for the interior with the 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack, which is honestly one of my favorite stuff packs I released for The Sims 4. The Sims 3. And it just has so much to it. And it actually pairs, in my opinion, my personal opinion, pairs really well with the Fast Lane stuff pack because it has this sort of... Obviously, it came with the car enthusiast trait, and it was meant for car enthusiasts. But with that, it came with this sort of decor that would be sort of eccentric and weird. You would typically I would associate maybe with like something from a 70s or 80s home where you do those weird collections of things. Not like weird in a bad way, but like where it's something unique that you don't see in an everyday household, if you know what I mean. And yeah, so I do the floor plan. I think I decided that was pretty much how I wanted it to go. And I do change the roofing, I believe, completely. I don't think the roof that you just saw is the one that I use like at all. I play around with the roof so much because I was trying to figure out how to do this because I wanted to do an overhang, because a lot of mid-century homes, the roof isn't just like, oh, it's just on top and that's it. Like, it doesn't overhang typically because they do weird... Mid-century styled homes have this really weird eclectic style, the way they were built, and they just have a lot of personality, in my opinion, because the way that they were made, like, you wouldn't expect them to look the way they do from the outside on the inside, but they always try to do like these sort of like different stylings. I can't explain it, but I like how they look, and I like designing them, especially in The Sims. So yeah, this is what we have here today in this video. But so I do the kitchen, I think I do first. Just to note, just a little disclaimer, I put a little store content like usual, but I try to limit myself with the store content for this build for some reason. I was trying to make a little challenge for myself. It was an unwritten challenge, but I decided I still use some store content just to note, but it's very minimal. It's only like a handful of things, and 2 of them are like the dishwasher and the fridge. So if you don't have them, they're very easily replaceable. So I tried to use things that were very easily replaceable, or things that you wouldn't necessarily notice if they were gone, if you downloaded this and it just disappeared. So yeah, and what I didn't notice, I never paid attention to this, what's the pack called? The Showtime pack. I've had this pack I've had all these packs for like a really long time, most of them. Stuff packs, I actually recently purchased some of them. I got them for like $2 online, but I got the diesel stuff pack and the movie stuff pack. The movie stuff pack I have disabled right now for some reason, but anyway, I was going off tangent there. The Showtime expansion pack meshed and like pairs really well with the items from the 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack, probably because it has this sort of 70s, 80s theme incorporated. It does have a modern, like, contemporary stuff added too, but the way that they did it, it kind of does remind me like how to get famous. I can't remember the names of all these packs because there's so many, but I'm comparing to The Sims 4. So The Sims 4, I think, had the Get Famous pack, and it did the same thing, and it seems to be like this. They probably took inspiration, I'm assuming, from the Showtime pack, but it's like this kind of style of where you have both the contemporary stuff and then you have like the more modern sort of mid-century stuff. And I like that variation, that variety to have for building. And I think that I tried to play with some weird colors, not weird colors, but like colors, like not an everyday color that you would put in like your kitchen in your home necessarily, but you know, it still kind of works in some way. or maybe it's not everyone's taste, but it's someone's taste. So I don't know. I think it looks cute. I basically just like plopped down the tile flooring, and it was like, oh, okay, I'll work with this. And that's basically just like what I went off of. And I do clutter up the kitchen a little bit here. And I kind of spruced up like a tiny bit. I leave a couple of bit of counter space so that way you can have like a lot of cooking space if you wanted to, add more appliances like a coffee maker, etc. And then I also didn't even realize there are some items that are from I think it's high-end loft stuff, something like that. There's a lot of stuff from the stuff packs that you don't notice when you are building, like when you look in the decor, especially the miscellaneous decor, because it's so hard to find things that it's hard to notice them. And this is the one annoyance I had with The Sims. I think there is a mod for it, but I just don't have it installed, so it's just me forgetting to install it. With the search bar to find specific items, because the bar, like the search system, or it's non-existent, the search system in Build By, but it's not non-existent. You can use like the side thing that pops up where you can do it by packs, but that can get like tiresome and annoying because you have to keep doing that. And sometimes you just don't realize what comes in some packs, and there's some things I just never really used before that I put in this build because I forget that they exist or didn't know they existed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I have many revelations when I played this. I mean, when I was building in this for this video, I was like, whoa, I've never seen this before. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I want to use this. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm almost done with the kitchen here. I add a couple more clutter items. I do always go back and forth into rooms sometimes. I'm like, oh, this would actually go nice here. And so you do sometimes see me go like back into like things like the kitchen or rooms and stuff like that. And it's just like how it's just my process. My brain like goes all over the place. It's like, oh, this would be cute in this place. Let me go back here. But yeah, I did design it so that way they could have a pet. I did design it for a cat setup. It could be for a dog. You would just have, and honestly, I mean, the only thing you would have to remove, I add like the cat scratcher, like the little the podium thing they use to scratch. But you could add like the dog toys and stuff like that. I just added because I add like a regular bed that any pet could use. So it's kind of like, oh, this is just like a family home basically. I don't limit myself on pricing. I will say that. I think for furnished, this home is like almost 100k simoleons. Like this isn't for like a beginner starter family, I'll just say that. But you can always, do the free real estate cheat. One of my favorite cheats in the game. I have been trying to do sort of challenges lately with some of like the content I've been doing, where I do kind of do start off with starter homes and don't do the real estate cheat because I want to try to get that challenge. But sometimes, depending on what house or what storyline, sometimes you just need to use that real estate cheat, and there's no shame in that. I highly respect people. I highly respect you if you use it. But yeah, I'm doing the bedroom. This is like the master bedroom. I do that little flooring thing, the little elevation here with the little platform, because that was a very big style in like the 70s, I think, or 80s, with like weird carpet. And like they would have like wooden or tile on the rest of the floor and just carpet on like the little platform part with the bed. And like it would be usable because they have access from each corner point of like where they would enter to go into bed. So that shouldn't be a problem, that part. And yeah, I do go back and forth like cluttering up the bedroom and stuff, like I said, but I do kind of like this, I do a kind of color scheme sort of throughout the entire house for the rest of it that's like besides the kitchen, but it all kind of does mesh together. I think it's not like completely cohesive, but I want it to have that sort of vibe where I kind of mix like blue, yellow, orange, and red. Now, you may ask, why these colors? I don't know. I felt like they fit, so that's what I use. But yeah, so I really liked this dresser. I forget where it was from. I don't remember. It might be from Master Suite stuff, which is funny because it has nothing to do with the theme, but I felt like it kind of looked like a mid-century, like 80s styled bedroom dresser, and with the colors, I think it worked really well. Now here I go, and I'm like starting to discover everything from the Fast Lane stuff pack, because I rarely use that pack. I use like the car enthusiast tray, which, mind you, for this build, I do kind of have in mind one of the family members is a car enthusiast because like the way I design it. Because I just thought like, oh, like absolutely, this looks like it goes really good here. And I also want to fill up the space on top of this like conversation, like this living room, because the conversation pit, as you see, is down there, which I'll add lighting and stuff for you to see it better when I'm building. But I want it to be like someone who's a collector. they collect things. They collect random lights. They collect like traffic lights, like fake traffic lights are no longer working ones, like colorful things that pertain to like cars and stuff, or video games and things like that. And they like to have not the everyday item, and they've accumulated over the years, and that's just like a part of like their hobby, is like collecting cool, interesting things. So that's what I do. And then I just add the bookcases here. I originally was gonna put a desk here, but I realized that the way that I designed this, I couldn't, because of how I put the like walkway with the archway. It wasn't able to go where the stairs was, where I originally planned, because there's not enough space for the archway to fit in there with, and then them to have them walk. So I just did it with like the two arches. I figured that made sense, since there's two sides to the top part. It kind of makes sense, and like homes like this are designed weirdly sometimes, so I figured, hey, I'll just add the two archways, why not? But yeah, so here I'm doing the conversation pit. I do add lighting. In just a moment you'll see I kind of skip a little bit because I go into different details of like what I wanted. I kind of change it up a bit, but yeah, I settled on, of course, and I changed the carpet because the carpet made no sense with this. I was like, this is not looking nice. So I do something a bit more toned down, but still has like the accent colors that like go with this, so you kind of don't pay attention to it as much. But again, my favorite TV in the game is like this. It's one of my favorites, is that TV that came with the 70, 80, 90 stuff pack. And I love, this also came from that pack, that chair, the armchair, the lounger. And it really is like a perfect indoor lounger. And I saw a photo that had a living room that had some like orange, blue, and yellow in it. And it had like a yellow armchair like that. So I was like, oh, I have to do it based off of that. Like I need that, I have to use that inspiration, because I really liked it. And I don't really do color like mix matches like this typically, and I just really wanted to do something different, especially for this like theme of this house, for this aesthetic. And I think it comes out pretty cute. It might not be everyone's taste, but personally, you know, might not be for everyone, but I think there's a sim out there who would really enjoy this. There's some sim out there. But yeah, so I do clutter up this a little bit more, and I add like some final touches and stuff, add things to the wall. And then I think eventually I go to either the hallway or the kids' bedroom. So the kids' bedroom has 2 beds in it. It could always be changed around. You could add 1 bed, add a crib, completely scrap it if you don't like it, and like just turn into like a baby's room, like a nursery, if you just want to have 1 kid and start fresh or whatever. But I did have it in mind where it was a bedroom that had, or it was a house that had a bedroom that was made purposely for 2 kids. They don't have to be the same age. It could be like a kid, like a child and a teenager. But I wanted it to be sort of like the room that has like the red wallpaper is going to be like the other bedroom. But yeah, I just wanted it to be like, oh, you could fit like a semi like decently sized family in here. And this is where I start using the diesel stuff pack, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, this stuff. It's very minimal, the build buy that they offer in the diesel pack, but I understand why, because a lot of the stuff that we received from that pack was clothing, was cast items, and mind you, it was actually some really cute stuff. Like I never knew the diesel like collection, like collab happened, because I think this is by the point where I was like busy with school and stuff, so I never really got to explore like the stuff packs. I only had a couple of them, so I looked at it like recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, some of these jeans are actually decent. Like they're really cute, and I would have my Sims wear them. I don't need custom content for these jeans. And like there's some cute shirts and like hoodies and stuff, and I was like really surprised. And like even that like little egg chair that I was using before, I was like, this is cute. I didn't know this was in my game. And they had these really cute lamp shades, which I think I end up using one of them because I was just like, I have to. It's so cute. I need to use it. But yeah, I do make this where it's a fully like functional home where like maybe you do like a lot of house chores and stuff. So I do add the washer and dryer. I had a couple of hampers. I think I only had like 2. I know that could be annoying, but there's one in the bathroom, which is like the main place where they change when like they shower, I guess, and then like in the hallway, I figure, because especially if the weather changes. I know Sims typically, like if you do have seasons, they typically will change like in the hallway as soon as they get into the house, because it's just like how it's programmed. And they sometimes leave clothes on the floor, so at least it'll go into that hamper that's in the hallway. So I figured that made sense. And I do add finishing touches to this like living room. I don't even know what to call this, because like it is a living room, but it's like more than the living room. I don't even know how to explain this. it just like came to me this way, like the way I designed it, it just what happened. But yeah, I do kind of skip over a little bit with the bedroom because I completely changed the wallpaper. I didn't like that red, like terracotta pinkish tone I use anymore, because I wanted to be kind of flexible in like the color theme that I wanted to use, and I did, and it was starting to look like more summery, and I didn't really want, like, this has like some summer colors, but I wanted to stick a little bit more to the theme that I was using throughout the rest of the house that was dispersed. But I do have in mind a very specific story. So I use like 1 or 2 store items. Like, these are the 2 store items I unfortunately use if nobody has these, but I got them recently. They were like on sale for the daily deal, so keep watching the rotation. Like, they get some good daily deals. I definitely would get stuff only from the store with daily deals, you know, if you get it that way, you know. Wink, wink, you know. But the story is that the person on the left side of the room is more of a sports person. They do a lot of sports activities, after school activities. This could be a kid, but I had it more in plan for like a teenager. And then the other one is possibly a kid, maybe one more into science, or still could be a teen too. But I did add the little kid like toy stuff just in case, because I kind of like the idea I had in my mind for the story. And they're more into maybe like science and music, and so they have like a little bit of different interests than like their sibling. So I kind of make it like 2 different personalities are expressed on either side of the bedroom, so it's kind of like split down the middle. And then they have like the little desk there to share to do homework, or you add a computer or whatever, etc. So yeah, and that's pretty much all that I do with this bedroom. I did have some stuff from, I didn't realize a lot of the cute stuff comes with like Generations and the university pack, like a lot of stuff for the wall and things like that to add like from storyline and stuff. It's really cute, so that was nice to use. And then I do use this is like a very typical style for the outdoor section of a mid-century home, like that pathway thing. It was just like a really common thing, it seems. I don't know why it's like that, but yeah, I do make a 2 car, I think I end up squeezing second like little thing for a second car, but I add this as like a driveway. I don't add a garage to this house, but I do add like this driveway pathway. I do fix it up and make it look different because I didn't like how it was like underneath the house like that. And I do add some like greenery, landscaping and stuff towards the end of this. But yeah, so I even add like the bikes and stuff. I don't add the cars though, because I wanted it to be open to interpretation to whoever, like if someone does decide to use this, like they can decide what car they want. I personally will probably use something from the fast lane pack or one of my custom cars that I have downloaded, because I like the ones where it's like, oh, they're a collector. So one of the cars maybe is a collector car, and like the other one's maybe like their family car, like a van or something. I don't know. But yeah, so I just do a little bit of landscaping, not too much. The back of the house didn't need it because pretty much that's towards the end of the land plot. Like there's not much space there, so it's not necessary. But I completely scrapped those rocks because they looked ridiculous to me. And I just add some little bushes and stuff, just kind of like how, let's say, like bushes would naturally grow or you plant them, just to have a little bit of landscaping and design in the front of your house to make it look like pretty or something, or just have something to look at. And then I think I do add something for them to do outside, because I want it to look like it was lived in. Like, you know, like there's a family living here. It's going to be a little messy, you know? Oh, and I also had the litter box outside because I had nowhere else to put it, and I figured outside made sense because it's right by the door, you know? And it's under the roof. But yeah, so these are the photos. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and take care.
My appetite, don't leave me here.